Hello, beautiful people. I'm Red, and this is Daisy, and today we're going to talk about the Disc Priest changes for the War Within Season 3. So, they did some pretty substantial nerfs to Discipline Priest shields. So, they nerfed preventive measures from 40% to 30%, they nerfed Wheel and Woe from 35% to 21%, and so all things totaled, it's should in theory only be a 14% nerf. I'm not sure exactly how good my math is, which is why I did some experimental data below. Our health pool on live is about 10 million-ish, and on PTR it's about 13 million, and with the most gear it's at 14 million. So this top section is PTR gear with like low gear, and I tried to match the intellect, and then this is PTR with actual max gear. So um, with with low gear, our power word shield is going from like 35% max HP, like with no crit, to 21% on live, or on, yeah, when live comes out for the next patch, right? And it's going from 75%, down to 47%. So it's like a 50% shield when you crit still, and it'll be a little more when you have more gear with that more intellect, but it's like, you know, it's a pretty substantial nerf. And so really the questions that I wanted to answer was, number one, how big is the new shield? Number two, is it worth to just switch to Voidweaver, or should we still play Oracle, right? And number three, uh, I wanted to see, okay, well, what's the difference between a Voidweaver Power Word Shield and a Holy Priest Power Word Shield? Because I kind of care about that. So, um, on on PTR, Oracle Shield is like double a uh, Void Weaver Shield without Wheel and Woe. So the reason you probably won't run Wheel and Woe is because you do not have Twin Sight, so you're only going to get 4 stacks of Wheel and Woe. So without Wheel and Woe, it's about double the Shield of Oracle. So the question that we got to ask ourselves is it worth to have twice as big shields in exchange for not having as much smite damage? And I really feel like the answer might be, let's do more smite damage and let's do more atonement healing and sacrifice that power word shield. Because I mean, it used to be triple, like a Void Weaver power word shield. Now it's just double, and that's great, and that's really nice, but is it worth it just to have better smites? And it's probably going to be a lot easier. So I feel like Void Weaver might be the way to go if you're like a newer Disc Priest. It's a lot simpler than Oracle. You don't have to manage your premonitions. Now, when you're playing Oracle, you do have like more than like you have like 3 times as many shields during big burst windows, because you can go Penance Power Word Shield, Penance Power Word Shield, Penance Power Word Shield. So you can get like 3 shields out or 4 shields out instead of having just the 1 shield out over the course of that 6 seconds. So like Oracle still, I think, is probably going to be better at the high end. Because I mean, how often do you need a 70% health shield? Like, how often are you getting a 70% overkill? Not very often. If you get hit by like one big AoE spell and like a lightning bolt, usually the overkill is like 2 to 3 million, and the Oracle Power Word Shield is still going to be like 2 to 3 million. So it still will serve the same function. It's just not going to be as like strong as it previously was. So in terms of stopping overkills, it's still going to be as valuable as having a kick, because instead of having a kick, you have a power word shield for when someone gets lightning bolted plus an AoE tick. Alright, so the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about was Voidweaver versus Holy. So this is just a bone to pick with Blizzard, that Holy Priest Shields is so much worse than Discipline. Like, I wish this was like a 8% max health or a 10%. I wish Holy had 10% max health shields. That would be really cool. Like, if they gave us a talent at the bottom of our tree so we could have better power word shields just for Mythic Plus, maybe make it a choice node with something else that's more of a raid focused talent. That'd be pretty sweet. Because Holy's problem is we can't save ourselves and we can't save our friends. Like, from big burst damage. We don't have a kick. So with a little bit bigger shields, that would be nice. And I just wanted to showcase, okay, so a Voidweaver powered shield is close to twice as strong as a Holy powered shield, and then a Oracle powered shield is close to twice as strong as a Voidweaver powered shield. So an Oracle powered shield, whoops, is 4 times as strong as a Holy shield. And the fact that Disc Priest's the spec everyone's playing is 4 times more powerful powered shield, oh, that just drives me crazy. It drives me so crazy. It's like, can you please just give us like a little bit bigger shields as Holy? Just a little bit bigger. It would be nice. Anyways, guys, so my overall thoughts, I guess, would be I think Oracle is still going to be the way to go. Like the tier set is really nice so that you have all of these extra insight casts, and I tested PTR quite a lot before the change, and then I tested a little bit after the change, and I really enjoyed Oracle even after the change. I felt like I was still strong enough to do like the level 12s and 13 keys I was doing with the scaled item level gear, and yeah, I didn't feel like particularly weak. I didn't feel particularly strong after the nerf. Before the nerf, I did feel like substantially stronger than Holy. After the nerf, I felt a little bit stronger than Holy, but the gap between Holy and Disc is not as big, and I felt like Voidweaver was pretty fun. Like, I really like having those extra talents, like, so I'm not all putting all my eggs in the Powerwood Shield basket, and like I have some like freedom to get the Mindbender instead of Shadow Fiend, so I have Mindbender like every single pull, sometimes twice a pull. Like, it was quite a lot of fun. So I feel like I feel like Voidweaver will be potentially the way to go at the highest level because of the extra damage. It's so much damage you're giving up for Oracle. So the question is it worth giving up all that extra damage for twice as big powered shields? Is it worth it still? It was worth it when it was triple the powered shield, but at double the powered shield, it's a definite discussion. So anyway, on that note, guys, appreciate your time, and have a good day.